Hi YouTubers, it's Kathy. This is a long overdue update on my weight loss surgery. Yesterday was 6 weeks from my post-operative date for gastric. That was RNY, gastric bypass surgery. That was on April 27th. We're in the car right now on our way to Boston. I'm with my husband, and I'm just trying to...
Hi.
Just doing a little multitasking here. I never seem to have time to do a video. And so anyway, hopefully my iPhone stays on the dashboard and we don't hit a bump and send it flying. Anyway, it has been about 6 weeks since my surgery. I am really feeling great. I feel absolutely normal now. The first week or two were pretty miserable, but I've really moved on with my life at this point. My starting weight was 227.8, and this morning I weighed 193.8, so that is a total weight loss so far of exactly 34 pounds. Just trying to think, I don't have any notes with me. I'm trying to think of the different things I wanted to talk about. Basically, a typical day for me, what I eat. Usually on a work day, I will make myself a protein shake in the morning. I'm going to put my sunglasses back on. I'll make a protein shake in the morning. I started using the GNC 100% whey. I was doing Atkins, but the Atkins actually has quite a few fat grams in it. I like the GNC just as well, and the only downside is that you have to mix it up in a blender. But the nice thing is it has a good taste to it. I buy the vanilla, and I can throw in a half a banana and some raspberries or whatever I want to try and change the flavor, and it's pretty good. So I typically will have one of those in the morning. Lunchtime will be something like a couple of ounces of chicken chunks or sliced turkey, and maybe some cottage cheese with it, or a slice of cheese. Afternoon snack might be a yogurt or a piece of low-fat cheese that I buy. I buy the Cabot low-fat. It's pretty good. And then at nighttime, pretty much whatever I'm making for dinner at this point. Like last night, we had stuffed pasta shells, and I made those with low-fat ricotta cheese and low-fat mozzarella cheese. Now typically, before I had my gastric bypass, I would probably eat 4 of those big stuffed shells, covered with sauce and 2 or 3 pieces of garlic bread and lots of salad. And last night, I ate 1 pasta shell and 2 or 3 bites of salad and a couple bites of garlic bread, and that was it. And I've learned over the last few weeks not to wait until I feel really full, because at that point I'm pretty uncomfortable. If you eat too much or eat too quickly, you tend to get a pain right here in the breastbone area, and it can get very uncomfortable. So at this point, what I'm doing is, rather than to eat to a point where I get a certain feeling, I've been kind of eyeballing my food. I don't formally measure it, but I know pretty much about, the palm of my hand is how big my entree should be. So I'm sticking with that, and I just know at this point that a certain portion on my plate is going to fill me, but not make me feel sick like I took 1 or 2 many bites. I've had a couple of instances that have been learning experiences for me. I knew back going through the bariatric program that if you eat too fast or you don't chew well enough, it can make you sick, or it can cause you a lot of pain here in the breastbone area. So a couple of times, because before surgery, my history was being a very fast eater and being a bulk eater. So that remains my biggest challenge, is to slow down and really chew my food and take smaller bites. So the further I get out from my surgery and I'm feeling good and I'm feeling normal and not thinking so much about constantly being a gastric bypass patient, you tend to go back to some of your old eating habits. So a couple of times, one morning in particular, I made a scrambled egg and I had some of that microwave bacon and I cooked it up, but I didn't get it quite crumbly enough. I should have cooked it a little bit longer, almost overcooked it. So I crumbled it into the scrambled egg while it was cooking, and I proceeded to eat it, and I think maybe I was eating a little bit too quickly, and the bacon was a little bit too soft, and I got a big piece that I didn't grind up small enough in my mouth before I swallowed it, and all of a sudden I could feel that it was just stuck right here. And I don't know how to describe it. It's a very uncomfortable feeling. You just kind of want to sit back in your chair and put your head back, and I took some sips of water trying to push it down, but that just seemed to make it worse. And within a couple of minutes I thought, I'm gonna throw up. So I ran to the bathroom, and sure enough, up came the egg and the bacon, but it wasn't really like what you know is throwing up. I mean, there was no bile involved. It really wasn't that gross. It was just scrambled egg. And once I got it up, I felt perfectly fine. I no longer felt sick. I no longer had the pain. But I was done eating. I really didn't want to eat anything after that. But I went on about my business, and